Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I call the March 26, 2024, it's not spring break, we're here right now. March 24th meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. I invite everyone to stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Cahill, will you please lead the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we begin our invocation, I would ask that we take a moment to pray for the victims of the Baltimore Bridge collapse overnight. The Baltimore Fire Department believes anywhere from 7 to 20 people are missing after the container ship ran into the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to partially collapse. Drivers were on the bridge at the time. Our thoughts are with the families and those of the missing. Now I invite Susan Steinmiller, a good friend of mine, from the Chicago Theological Seminary of Lombard to lead us in the invocation.
From Elmhurst Memorial Hospital, would you please join me in a short prayer reflection? Spirit of life, gods of many names, be in our hearts and in our minds as we come together today. We give thanks for this day and all days. We give thanks for the opportunity to assemble, to fulfill our mission as your instruments, as public servants. We ask now for your guidance, your wisdom, and support so we may engage in meaningful conversation to serve our county the best way possible. Protect us from self-interest and narrow agendas. Teach us humility and grace. Be with us in our discussions and guide our discussions so we always do what is right and just and serve exemplary those who rely on us to focus the vision, set the agenda, and ensure the viability of this noble government institution. Help us to work together in harmony and purpose, putting aside our differences for the good of the communities we serve, from the farms in West Chicago to the bustling streets of Naperville, to the numerous vibrant communities, each with personalities and offerings with a rich history, heritage, and compelling local stories. Grant us clarity of thought and of mind so that our decisions may reflect change for improvements in the quality of life for all our citizens. Bless our plans, programs, and projects so that we may achieve our objectives to serve all the citizens of DuPage County. Amen, Asante, Shalom, Amen.
Okay, clerk, please take the roll.
Cahill.
Here.
Chaplin.
Here.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert.
Here.
Desart.
Here.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Here.
Galassi. Garcia.
Here.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Here.
And Zay.
Okay. This morning, we mark, first I'd like to call State's Attorney Bob Berlin, Benjamin Sin, Michael Sapp, Diane Borski, and Angela Bolton to the podium. This is a very special proclamation this morning. I'm very proud to deliver. This morning we mark Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month and World Autism Day with some very welcome guests. The Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities estimated there are more than 14,000 people with developmental disabilities living in DuPage County. The leading developmental disability is autism, which impacts around 3,500 children in DuPage County. On April 2nd, we will mark World Autism Day. And many of you know that this is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. As we raise awareness and understanding on behalf of the families impacted, we want to acknowledge the efforts to make on this campus for employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Today, we've invited State's Attorney Bob Berlin and 2 of his employees, Benjamin Sin and Michael Sapp, along with Diane Borsky, Manager of Support Services at the Care Center, and Angela Bolton, Housekeeping Supervisor, to learn more about their efforts to hire, train, and support employees in their departments. These 3 employers represent many opportunities for people with disabilities. Please allow me to read a proclamation, and I'll ask our guests to share their experience. Whereas, every March, the National Association of Councils on Developmental Disabilities and its partners collaborate to observe Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And whereas the campaign highlights the many ways in which people with and without disabilities come together to form strong, diverse communities, raising awareness about the inclusion of people with developmental disabilities in all aspects of community life. And whereas the Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities establishes there are at least 198,883 individuals impacted by developmental disabilities in the state, and at least 14,739 in DuPage County. And whereas of children aged 3 to 17 years old, 17%, or 1 in 6, are diagnosed with developmental disabilities and autism, a complex neurological disease and the nation's number one developmental disability, affecting 1 in 36 children in Illinois. Whereas the United Nations has sanctioned the annual World Autism Day on April 2nd as advocates seek greater acceptance and highlight efforts to help families living with autism. And whereas in DuPage County, hundreds of students will enter adulthood and age out of school-based autism and disability services annually. And whereas we salute DuPage County educators and officials who continue to collaborate on ways to assist families and provide information, job training, and opportunities to help those living with developmental disabilities and autism so they can reach their full potential. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board do hereby recognize March as Developmental Disabilities Month and April 2nd as World Autism Day, and do commend the State's Attorney's Office and all county offices and employees in DuPage County who provide training and opportunities for those with disabilities. All in favor? Okay.
I want to thank Chair Conroy and thank this county board for recognizing World Autism Day. We are very fortunate in our office to have 2 incredible, outstanding employees, Ben Sin and Michael Sapp, who have been welcomed into our office. We're a tight-knit group. We're a family and we're a team where everybody helps each other out. And I can tell you that Michael, who's now been there for almost 7 years, and Ben, who's going on 7 weeks, they have been welcomed into the office. They are appreciated and they are loved there. And they're contributing to our team in a very important way. I have to thank Turning Point, also Project Search and Parents Alliance for their assistance in placing Michael and Ben with us. But Michael and Ben are great examples of people who have disabilities who can really achieve and contribute in a meaningful way if just given the opportunity. And I just can't say enough about them and the inspiration that they provide to everyone in the State's Attorney's Office on a daily basis.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say you've all been like the state's attorney's office has been like family to me, and I couldn't be more proud of this job, and there's just so many. There's just a few people I want to thank for this. My family for their support and inspiration, and turning point for getting me here. And if my dad were here, he'd be so proud. Thank you. That is all.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, let me say. So we've had some great experiences with our community partners, such as the Parents Alliance, Glen Oaks Transition Program, and the Community Unit School District 200, who provide a lot of volunteers to the Care Center. The volunteers help throughout the facility by working in our gift shop, our hair salon, laundry, recreation, dining services, so they're throughout the building. A lot of them actually apply for regular positions in our support services roles in the Care Center. And when they become a team member, it's really fun to watch them grow. You get to see their dedication to their duties, they're just so dedicated, and they follow everything to a T. Their excitement to get their first paycheck is always fun. And the bonds that they develop with their coworkers is really fun to see as well. And every day they're important members at the Care Center. So currently we have 11 staff members on our team working in housekeeping, laundry, and dining services that have developmental disabilities. And they all learn differently and at their own pace, so as managers, we have to constantly evaluate, adjust where needed to make sure they succeed. As managers, we also learn through these experiences, too. I think it's safe to say that these partnerships provide a win-win for everyone, and we look forward to continuing to build on these experiences and help others succeed. So thank you for having me today.
Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Member Dessert.
Yeah, I'd just like to weigh in on a personal story about how this county facilitates assisting people to go into to reach their full potential. My son is 30 now, or almost 30, and he's been best friends with this young man named David since elementary school. They're still best friends. David is on the autism spectrum, yet he graduated from Northern Illinois University with high grades. And then he sat in his parents' basement playing video games for a year. Why? Because he's on the autism spectrum, and office jobs weren't he couldn't pace back and forth and clap his hands when he was nervous or not make eye contact. He could not get hired. And I just want to say thank you again. I've thanked her a million times to Lisa Shavak at WorkNet. She got him a job after a year of living in his parents' basement and playing video games. He has now reached his full potential. He feels like a productive member of society. His self-esteem has been raised. So I think this county, WorkNet in particular, does such a fine job building building people's esteem through their efforts and their work. Thank you.
Okay. On the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes, and all remarks may not go past 30. Our first speaker is
Stephen Fixler.
This thing's been on the whole time? Can you hear me and everything? I mean, wow, I didn't know it was on the whole time. Anyway, I'm representing the DuPage Veterans Foundation, and I handed out a flyer. We're having our Honor Flight Chicago fundraiser Saturday, May 4th, over at the county fairgrounds. All proceeds and everything goes to Honor Flight Chicago. We're going to have bagpipers, military vehicles, military memorabilia, and we're going a little family-friendly this time. We're going to have a bouncy house for your 5- and 6-year-olds, okay? And we're looking at maybe having a face paint or two. So for those of you who have been there in the past, it's typically the same thing. We have an opening ceremony. We have some music. We have the lunch will be provided there, military vehicles. And again, we're going to bring a little more family-friendly items. All proceeds go to Honor Flight Chicago. And yes, Member Chaplain, I'll email this out to everybody, okay? All right, any questions, though? I know it's public comments, but I'm sure you can get a hold of me. I've got plenty of flyers, and anybody's got any more information, you can get tickets online now or through my office once I get the tickets, but otherwise, thanks.
Melody Miller.
Hi, I'm Melody, and we were here 2 weeks ago, and we're just back kind of following through and following up. Anyway, we talked about noise and animal control, and I wonder how many of you animal lovers like me actually went over in the last 2 weeks and listened to all the noise that's going on during the construction. I drove over there afterwards and drove through the parking lot to see what was going on, so I hope if you haven't, you'll take the time to do this. And I'm wondering if the foster list has been looked at, or has it been updated, or has it even been talked about to do something? When we were here last time, we started talking about a dog, and I sent this in our follow-up letter, that 3 dogs had been killed, and we had this meeting, and we were concerned about a real small Rottweiler that had been left in the forest preserve, and she'd been there over a month. Her name was Delilah, and had never been in a foster home. So after this meeting, we posted on Nextdoor, and within 48 hours, we had 4,000 views, and she is now in a foster home. So we do a lot behind the scenes. We're really trying to help these animals get adopted or into foster homes. I passed a flyer out. I just wanted to show you what one of the rescues who is going through construction. This was in color, but it's 75 cents a copy. I didn't want to do it in color. But anyway, they sent these emails to other fosters or potential fosters with explaining about construction going on, and this was sent before the construction went on, but I just thought it was kind of clever. Also, every Saturday, the animal control updates their adoption list. They tell who's adopted, and I think we all look forward to this, and we see the pictures. But the thing is, and this is the second list, they don't tell us everything. They'll say 10 dogs got adopted, and we only see pictures of 7, and they don't tell us who the other 3 are. And we all follow these dogs with our hearts, or cats or rabbits. And so we're wondering if there's some way, and we have asked and others have asked, if you say 5 are adopted, please tell us the 5. And we understand not everybody wants their picture taken and put on Facebook, but if you could be really transparent and say these are the 5 dogs that got adopted, these are the 3 cats, and these are their names, and these are the animals that went over to rescue. And finally, we've been looking through the notes for the animal control meeting, And we're wondering why, when you have the meeting, there's no statistics given to you. It's like there's 100 dogs in the shelter or 200 animals. But it doesn't tell you every month or every week or whatever that there are 100 animals and that 25 were adopted this week, 13 were adopted last week, and 10 were euthanized. It would seem like if you're having a meeting and you want to know what's going on there, you would want to know statistics and vital information of what's really going on instead of just there's 100 animals in animal control. And I think there was one other thing.
Ms.
Give
Miller,
me
your
one
time is
sec.
up. Could you wrap up your comments, please?
Okay, no, I think that's
I'm
it.
just going to add something in. We appreciate your time. You all work very hard on many subjects, topics, and we do appreciate you taking time to hear us. We're here to speak just on behalf of just being animal rights activists and the goings-on at DuPage County Animal Control. These animals are going basically from one hellish situation to another by going there. It's true. I understand that they are not a humane society. They have to take in all animals. I understand that. But they're euthanized at unprecedented rates. They just are. We're following it closely, and we don't feel like just because it's animal control that they need to be euthanized as they are. They're drugged, they're put in a cell and just left there, and minimal time being walked, minimal time with human interaction. It's important. I feel like there's something that can be done, whether it's increasing volunteers, whatever we can do to help, we're willing to do that. But the animals shouldn't be drugged, put into a cell, and come adopt me. You know, that's just not how it should be. There's got to be a better way. And we're all here to help, and we just need reinforcements to get these changes in order. Anything else? I mean, I don't, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, something's got to be done. It shouldn't be that, you know, we rescue an animal, throw it in a cell, and pray it doesn't get euthanized.
Excuse me, could I get the name of this?
My name
speaker?
is Jamie Dubois.
What was that?
Jamie Dubois.
Thank you.
Did you want to add something?
I'm Paulette Smolin from Keeneyville. I don't know if anyone knows where Keeneyville is. Some people do. I'm an animal. I actually help lost animals. So this concerns me too. When we get a lost animal and we capture it, sometimes it does have to come over here. The construction noise, I don't know if any of you have a dog or an animal at home. Think of a thunderstorm, think of fireworks. When they're going over to the animal control, they're subjected to this construction noise. Now, they should have thought about that beforehand and got the animals to a more quiet place, if that was possible. We just want the board members to work with the DuPage County Animal Control and get this all resolved, because I can't sleep at night knowing these animals are getting killed, knowing that they're suffering because of the noise. That's all I have to say. Sam, where are you? I used to make you cannolis over at Toronto.
The construction is loud, but I had to give my dog CBD last night because of the wind. She gets upset, and she can forecast the weather 12 hours before the weatherman. She knows there's a storm
Miller,
coming in.
Ms. Miller, your
so
time
if
is
she
up.
had
Ms.
construction,
Miller.
I can only imagine what would happen if the wind, and this is a border collie who's supposed to be a herding dog. She gets upset with the weather. So again, thank you for your time.
Okay, on to the consent agenda. I seek a motion to approve. Okay. 24-1038 DuPage County Board Minutes, regular meeting, Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. 24-933 3/8/2024 pay list. 24-948 3/12/2024 pay list. 24-960 3/13/2024 Public Works refund pay list. 24-978 3/15/2024 pay list. 24-1003 3/19/2024 pay list. 24-1007 3, 2024 auto debit pay list, 24, 956, 3, 12, 24, 1200 IDOR wire transfer, 24, 936 recorder's monthly revenue statements, February 2024, 24, 987 treasurer's office monthly investment and deposit report, February 2024, 24, 1008 change orders to various contracts as specified in the packet. All in favor? Aye. Okay, and now we'll move on to County Board and Vice Chair Michael Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before we get started, I'd like to congratulate all of the candidates now that the primary is over on both sides of the aisle. I know how tough it is. We all have been there before, but again, I wanted to congratulate all of the candidates because it was tough. With that, I move on CBR 2124, appointment of Mark Eddington to the Downers Grove Sanitary District.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. And Chaplin.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair Childress. And on to Finance and Member Chaplin.
Good morning. Let me get my glasses here. Okay, I move on FICO 924, recommendation for the approval of a change order amending purchase order 62451, serve issued to O'Hagan Meyer LLC to provide continuing legal services as special state's attorney to increase the purchase order in the amount of $14,517, resulting in an amended purchase order, total amount not to exceed $39,517, an increase of 58.7%, State's Attorney's Office.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. And Cahill.
Okay, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FICO 1024, recommendation for the approval of change order amending purchase order 68131, serve issued to O'Hagan Meyer LLC to provide continuing legal services to special assistant state's attorneys to increase the purchase order in the amount of $3,010, resulting in amended purchase order total amount not to exceed $28,010, an increase of 12.4%, State Attorney's Office.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 5724, additional appropriation for the County Infrastructure Fund, Company 6000, Accounting Unit 1220, $7,829,600.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 5824, recommendation for the approval of employee compensation and job classification adjustment for the DuPage County Care Center.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 5924, budget transfers 326-2024, various companies accounting units.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 6024, authorization to execute a user agreement with the Illinois Housing Development Authority to prevent duplication of financial assistance under the Emergency Rental Housing Assistance Program.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 6124, approval of agreements with various agencies to administer the DuPage County Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 6224, approval of agreements with various nonprofit agencies to administer housing stability services for DuPage County Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. And finally, I move approval of FIP 624, recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order to Sterno, Ramello, and Durkin to provide professional assistance in collective bargaining for the county board for the period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025 for a contract total not to exceed $150,000.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Chaplin.
Thank you.
And Animal Services and Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a brief update before the one item I have to present. The Raise the Roof event is coming up again April 12th. Today we should pass 400 ticket sales, so it's going along very well. We'll have a lot of our rescue partners, the ones that pull animals from us, and then they wind up having them foster and adopt them out. And I know we've had some comments the last couple of weeks, just one story, and I would invite the people here today to reach out and maybe meet with Laura over at Animal Services to fully understand the operations and what's going on. But 2 weeks ago when we heard some public comment, the next day I got a call from a lady who was with the League of Women Voters, I believe in the Glen Ellen area, and she was concerned about the construction. She was a retired attorney who moved down here from Michigan. I told her I couldn't talk, I was at lunch, but I would talk to her tomorrow and schedule a time to go on Zoom so I could have Laura come in. So we got her on Zoom the next day, and she had done a little research, and so she's like, wow, I was kind of impressed with what you guys have done. But she sent me a follow-up email after her and I did Zoom, but mostly Laura was explaining everything going on at the operations over there. But her email was, thank you for the time and talking about the shelter. What a great job the DuPage Animal Shelter is doing. Laura has done a great job in building the shelter into an amazing facility. I look forward to helping where possible. She also volunteered, and she's going to be working to Raise the Roof that night, and so she's going to get out there. But she had done her own research, being an attorney, I guess, up until the meeting the next day, and then Laura spent time with her. So I would encourage the people, because it seems like they're passionate. And I'll get it for the rest of the board members. We do get statistical updates of all the animals that come in. We can get it weekly, monthly. And again, back when this committee was formed in 2017, it was about a 52% live release rate coming out of there. Now it's over 92%, which is one of the top in the country when you look at open admission shelters. We have to, by state statute, bring in every animal that people want to surrender or we pick up as a stray, where humane societies like West Suburban, Adopt, Naperville, they can pick and choose who they want. So Naperville, they'll go into Chicago, Cook County to pull animals, and they pull the ones that are easy for them to adopt. So they'll grab the puppies or the ones that are easy to adopt and bring them out, but they can pick and choose. The county shelters like us, we have to take in every surrender. In addition to a number of the ones at our facility that aren't out for adoption is because they haven't been cleared medically. We've had several hoarder situations, especially this last year. One recently in Downers Grove, we brought in 73 cats. They have to all be medically treated and stuff before they can get out to a foster, before they can get out or up for adoption. And just recently, you may have saw on the news, we had a couple of dogs pulled from a facility, or a house, excuse me, that were in bad shape. And so they're getting medical treatment. I know Member Guston had a constituent reaching out because they saw the picture wanting to adopt it, but it has to be cleared first medically before we can even get it to a foster and then through their adoption program. So again, I would invite them to meet with Laura. She'll be happy to explain all the reasons why we do things. And there had been one or two animals recently that were put down, and those are evaluations done on aggressive bites and multiple bites by an animal that just unfortunately the vet has to make the determination to put that down. But again, we're at 92%, and there's not many places in this country that are open admission shelters like us that are at that 92% rate. And one of the things the board did authorize years ago was to start sending our staff out for training. So Austin, Texas was the best one in the country as far as live release rate, and they had what was called pit row, where they had 20,000 animals that they would bring in, and they were getting 92% out. So we wanted to see how they did that. We sent some of our staff to Cleveland to learn the behavioral training. When you get animals in and you have to evaluate them before we can get them into fosters, do they have food aggression? Do they have different types of problems that we can then work with the foster or work with our team? And we have what's called Orange Paws. They're volunteers who come and take some of our animals and work with them and train them. They used to do it at the old youth center across the street, and in summertime we have to do it outside. But they train the animals to get them ready before we can even get them to a foster to a rescue for adoption. Before we'll put them up, we got to make sure that we understand their behaviorals before we get them to a family. So there's a lot of work that they're doing out there. Like I said, there's so many partners that work with us. It's amazing how many, when we have an overflow, will come in and pull the animals out. And we try to work with our rescues to give them some of the more adoptable animals to let them get them out into their forever homes. So we'll keep some of the ones more for medical and maybe our harder place. We'll keep them in our facility, but we get them out there. Construction hopefully should be finish July, August, and we'll get everybody into that new facility. Mark Ayers, the executive director. I know Chair Conroy probably knows the executive director of the main side. He will be there at the event, so he's looking forward to it. He's been a great partner working with him on a lot of the legislation. And just last week, Lauren, one of our staff, was in Cook County with a number of the shelters there, working with, wanting to know how we do certain things here, so kind of helping them with some of the best practices that we have implemented, that we learned from sending our staff out to training. With that, I have one item for consideration today. We'll move on O001-24, an ordinance amending various sections, including fees of Chapter 5 of the DuPage County Code and Ordinances.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
And Guston.
Okay, thank you, Member Krajewski. And Development and Members Tonatori. Okay, Economic Development, and is there a report from, I guess they're both gone. No report there. Environmental, Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. No items for your consideration this morning, but I have a couple thank yous and congratulations. Last week, we went to People's Resource Center, and 2 of their locations have earned the Earth Flag, and the Wheaton location is going to start composting food scraps. So we were happy to honor them. And on the animal services side, the adopters that they show, I was thrilled to see that our solar donors, Jeff Jens and Bois Claire, adopted 2 cats from the shelter over the weekend. So, and they were kind of specific about what they were looking for. So apparently they found that. So congratulations to them. And also I want to thank the voters in Wayne and York Township for voting yes on our trash hauler, single hauler contract idea. So let's see that move forward to 1 hauler. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, thank you for the work on that. That's a big accomplishment. Okay, we're moving on to ETSB and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With regards to a committee update, I just want to remind this board that April is Telecommunicators Month, with April only being less than a week away. If you have any friends or acquaintances that work as a telecommunicator at DuCom or ACDC or Naperville, please reach out to them. And I know we're doing a resolution at our next meeting, so thank you very much. I will move to approve item ETSR 2224, a resolution approving the sale of inventory from the County of DuPage on behalf of the Emergency Telephone System Board of DuPage County to the Wayne Police Department for an amount of $32,656.40.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Schwarzy.
Aye.
Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. And Rutledge.
Okay, Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on ETSR 2324, a resolution authorizing the execution of a transfer of governance of customer subscription to assignees' terms as provided by Zendesk on behalf of the Emergency Telephone System Board of DuPage County.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. And now on to Human Services and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. The only update I have is just a reminder that the DuPage Care Center golf outing is June 28th. This is a fundraiser to enhance the quality of life of the 300 residents that live at the Care Center. So sign up. And I will move on item 240968, HSP 0054B23, amendment to resolution HSP 0054A23 issued to Maxim Healthcare Services to provide supplemental nursing staffing services for the DuPage Care Center for the period April 13, 23 through April 12, 24 to increase encumbrance in the amount of $28,715 for a new contract amount of $244,025, a 13.34% increase.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Schwarzy.
Aye.
Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. Plant. Ozog. And Rutledge.
Okay, thank you, Member
Rutledge.
Schwarzy.
Rutledge.
Okay, and Judicial and Public Safety and Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No committee update, but I would like to go ahead and move on JPSR-5-24, Preferred Health System Agreement between DuPage County and Northwestern Memorial Healthcare for inmate medical services covering the period of August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2027.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Member Desart.
Thank you. I did have a question on this one. I didn't see a dollar figure in the packet, and obviously we can't know how much this will be regarding the health of our inmates and how much we're going to spend, but normally there's some sort of cap listed, and I could have missed it, Jason, but I just didn't see a cap. Thank you.
You'd be correct. There's no, and if anyone from Sheriff chimes in, they may, but also Jennifer Sin, who's also our expert on this. No, there is no cap on this, and that's because we're required to provide those medical services. We don't know what that dollar amount is. This agreement's just indicating the rate in which we'll pay if that medical service is needed to the jail.
All right,
Or for the inmates, sorry.
All right, thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. And Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move to combine items 17B, C, D, and E. They are all agreements for police services between the townships and
Okay.
the sheriff's office.
All in favor?
Okay, thank you.
Proceed.
Okay, so I would like to move to approve JPSR-7-24 intergovernmental agreement with Bloomingdale Township for police services for a total amount of $137,656.81 for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025. I'd like to move on JPSR-8-24 intergovernmental agreement with Milton Township for police services for a total amount of $412,970.44 for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025. I'd like to move on 17D, JPSR-9-24 intergovernmental agreement with Wayne Township for police services for a total amount of $137,656.81 for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025. I'd like to move on JPSR-10-24 intergovernmental agreement with York Township for police services for a total amount of $137,656.81 for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025.
Okay, Clerk, we're going to need a roll call on this, please.
Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. And Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on JPSP-9-24, recommendation for the approval of a purchase order to Logicalis, Inc. for IBM Passport Advantage software licensing and support for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025 for a total contract amount of $100,014.64.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I still have a few. I would like to move on JPSP-10-24, recommendation for the approval of funding to Bond Dixon and Associates for professional legal services to assist the county clerk with election matters as needed for the period of December 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2024 for an amount not to exceed $200,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans. Oh, I'm sorry, Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and this time I get to go ahead of you, Jim. But we had some good discussion at finance. I've always raised the issue when I see something that's approved that's backdated, and this one was December 1st, so it was almost 4 months ago. that we're approving a contract, or we're approving one from December. And I know staff over the last several years have done a good job of finally getting these things to us before they start versus after. I mean, we were almost getting these weekly. But I do appreciate the information that we were given at the finance meeting. I want to thank the state's attorney, Bob Berlin, and the state's attorney's office, because it appears that they did a good job of trying to get this vendor paid. Unfortunately, we couldn't pay this vendor for 4 months because we couldn't get the money from the clerk's office, multiple unresponsive emails that went out in December, January, February, and at least the state's attorneys were able to get in and have that money moved to their budget to at least pay this vendor. And we've had that issue before where we've had, I think our auditor give us a report with outstanding invoices. But again, we need to try to move the process along to get people paid when they do services for us. But again, thanks to the state's attorney for getting this, at least this vendor paid.
Members A.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did have the discussion in finance, but also this was discharged from committee, so it didn't go through JPS where we could, talk about it in length. Again, we want everybody working together here, and there was a lot of talk back and forth about non-returned emails and with the clerk's office, and I just want to know, I know that Chief Deputy Clerk's here, if you wanted to respond, is there something that we're doing wrong that we should be doing better? I mean, we want everybody to get paid, we want everybody to work together in the same thing. When things like this happen, this takes a lot of staff time that they could be doing on other things, and I think we just want everybody to work together. If there's something that we're doing wrong, can you let us know so we know what's going on at this point? Because, again, staff time is valuable just as much as anybody else's. So, I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of comments during finance that were made. I don't know if you wanted to comment on that.
No comment at this time.
Okay. Well, again, I wish we would all work together. No comment seems to be a thing that we hear all the time from this office. So, I mean, at some point, we have to make decisions here as a board. We want our vendors to get paid in a timely fashion, and if people like it or not, the state's attorney is our attorney. He picks our attorneys for us. I think that's the law. It's been like that for a long time. So, again, hopefully we can work together and get our vendors paid in a prompt time. So, thank you.
I would just add to that, Members A, that I spoke when I was able to speak with the clerk directly, and when I did, it was resolved instantly. So once I was able to speak to Jean, we had no issues. Okay, and Member Evans. Oh, Member Kajewski.
You mean that's why we got this thing now instead it could have been 6 months from now?
Once it was brought to my attention, I had a
appreciate it.
conversation with her, yes, and it was resolved.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I would like to move on JPSP-11-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract issued to Conference Technologies, Inc., CTI, for the purchase, installation, and programming of equipment for 3 courtrooms at the Henry Hyde Judicial Office Facility for the period of March 27th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024, for a total contract amount not to exceed $100,690.65.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like to move on JPS 12-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract issued to Judicial Systems, Inc. for the purchase, installation, and programming of the Juror Administration Software System for the period of March 26, 2024 through June 30th, 2029, and the annual software maintenance for fiscal years 2025 through 2028 for a contract total amount not to exceed $329,607.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans.
Thank you.
And Legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In Springfield, the 2024 key dates and session deadlines include April 5th, which is when the House Committee deadline for House bills, and then they plan to adjourn May 24th. At 11:30, the Legislative Committee, the DuPage County Legislative Committee, will convene to discuss a specific bill list out of Springfield, particularly those bills related to DuPage County's state legislative agenda. All are invited, of course. In Washington, the biggest news from last week from CBS News, Congress narrowly averted a partial shutdown early Saturday morning, passing a massive spending package mere hours after a midnight deadline passed. The package fully funds the government through September and ends a months-long fighting over spending that persisted 6 months into the fiscal year. The missed deadline was not expected to have any effect on government operations. The White House said agencies would not shut down and could continue their normal operations. And one other note from our federal lobbyist, Greg Bales, he put this in his update. I think it's important for everybody to know that the CDC issues measles advisory to schools and early child care providers. Since January 1st, the CDC has received reports of 58 cases of measles, the same number reported for all of 2023, prompting the agency to release a health alert to providers. The other week, the CDC issued an advisory that encourages schools, early childhood education providers, and healthcare providers work to ensure that students are currently vaccinated. And I think that's especially important to talk about here in DuPage County. Thank you.
Yes, and currently, as of yesterday, DuPage has not reported any measles outbreaks, so let's cross our fingers. Okay, Public Works and Member Garcia. Oops.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Member Zay.
I'm not sure if we voted on 17G.
Oh.
There was, she granted leave.
I said leave is granted.
She granted leave, then you made your comments. No one called for a roll call.
I said leave was granted.
Okay.
Thank you, Member Watchdog Zay. And Public Works, Member Garcia.
Okay, for committee update, we have a lot of work going on for facilities. We're happy to see that there's going to be work starting on our garages, which needs some updating. So for we're all for infrastructure, improvements, and we also committee approved through our ECDBG, I believe it is, grant the first two EV chargers, or they're not our first one, but that they'll be going by the judicial buildings, so we're excited to see those come, and so we've got a lot of changes going here on the county. And I want to thank staff for all their hard work. I make a motion to approve PWCO 000324, amendment to the county contract 66130001 serve, issued to Arlington Glass and Mirror Company for the replacement of broken or damaged glass at Public Works facilities for a change order to increase the contract in the amount of $20,000, taking the original contract amount of $70,000 and resulting in an amended contract amount not to exceed $90,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
And Galossi.
Okay, Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve PWR 000324, Rosewood Water Tower lease agreement with T-Mobile.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia. Member Desart.
Thank you. I did have a question on this. Now, this runs from starting March 1st, 2024, and it runs for 5 years. So it's $5,725 per month, which is $68,700 per year. So that begs the question for me anyway. Is this one of those contracts that we look at every year, even though this is a 5-year contract? Because what if rates go up on year 1 or year 2, and we're owed more money than the $5,725 per month? I know my T-Mobile bill goes up often, and so perhaps DuPage County would be due more money for renting out this tower. Thank you.
I think he's online. I think either Nick's online.
Okay. Somebody online that wants to respond?
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. So as I said before in finance, this is a payment that they pay us. We negotiate the terms of this. We have several of these across our towers, across all of our systems for revenue coming in. We do stay very much in line with all of the other providers in the area because we all rent out space in our towers. So this one is on the higher end, but we do stay very much in tune with the market, and we will, after 5 years, renegotiate. There's a lot of work that the providers put on our towers with their antenna array. So it goes in five-year increments, and then we renegotiate after 5 years.
All right, Nick, thank you for that, but you didn't answer my question. My question is, do we get to renegotiate this every year? And if it comes up, or just this is a 5-year rate and we're stuck with it?
It's a 5-year rate, and then we renegotiate after 5 years.
Thank you.
Okay, leave was granted. Member Garcia.
Okay, I make a motion to approve PWP 000824, recommendation for the approval of a contract to AT&T to provide analog business lines and analog circuits for public works facilities for the period of March 16th, 2024 to February 16th, 2026, for a total contract amount not to exceed $47,600.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FMP 001324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Hammer Construction LLC to complete the repair, maintenance, and capital improvements for the 479 and 509 parking structures on county campus for facilities management for the period of March 26, 2024 through November 30th, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $2,590,456.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin. Member Garcia. Who seconded? Most favorable.
Thank you.
Okay, Member Garcia.
Okay, I make a motion to approve FMP 001424, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Cooks Direct Inc. to furnish and deliver 2 replacement commercial grown 40-gallon braising pan tilt skillets for the jail kitchen for facilities management for the period of March 27, 2024 through March 26, 2025, for a contract total amount not to exceed $56,001.80.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. Okay, Stormwater and Member Zay.
No report, Madam Chair.
Okay, and Strategic Planning, Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for approval for SPR 000124, adoption of the 2024-2029 DuPage County Strategic Plan.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I've been in conversations recently with several leaders in the arts community, and they're letting me know that at this point their ticket sales are definitely improving, but their donations are down. And I'd like to move to eliminate some wording from Section 3, Item 1. I'd like to eliminate, quote, "and elevate the county on a national level." I think it's really important right now that we really focus on the recovery of the arts in DuPage County. And I'm not really clear why we would have national level involved in this. So I'd like to move to eliminate this, and otherwise, I'm happy to support the strategic plan as it's written. So, thank you.
Okay, so we need a roll call on this or what? Okay, I need Member Zay and then Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, it's not that I don't disagree with this or whatever, but we know Member LaPlante has been really vocal in this, and she's not here today. I mean, would the motioner be amenable to table this for 2 weeks so she could have input at our next county board meeting?
I don't think it's a big deal to take this out. We're not a national organization. We're a county, and I think our focus should be on the county.
Member Chair, I have no issue with it. It really, I don't feel like it is a big deal. I would agree with Member Ozog. We do need to get this approved, and this is a small piece of language here. I don't have an issue with it as long as anybody else doesn't have one.
Okay, and I think I just have to say that there was a lot of conversation about compromises on 2 sides for 2 different issues, and it was my understanding that we had an agreed compromise. So, you know, here we're back taking out a couple words. If the board is amenable, we'll take it out, but those conversations were had, and we did come up with a compromise on both sides. So I'm a little frustrated. Member Krajewski.
Yeah, well, we have the DuPage Visitors Bureau, whose job is, and we help support them, is bring people into, you know, nationally into this county for hotel and tourism. Hence why we've got a feasibility study for sports venues to make it a travel destination for sports. We want business conferences. We want nationally, we want people to come to DuPage County. I mean, there's a big marketing effort about making DuPage a place to come for visitors and tourism and business conventions. So, I mean, I think that is something we as a county do want to have a national presence, whether it's arts, whether it's sports, whether it's business, is we want a national presence. We want people in the country to say, I'm not going to Las Vegas to a show. I'm not going to Orlando. I'm coming to Chicagoland area, and I'm going to stay at a DuPage hotel, or or I'm gonna go spend money there. So I think you do want a national, whatever, national for all different things of getting people here nationally. Yes, locally, we got events, people do local events, and the arts do local things. That doesn't generate us. That's people here spending their own money here that they do all the time. We want people from out of this county to come into this county, whether they stay at a hotel and get a hotel tax, because they're here for an arts event, a sports event, or a conference, or we want them to come traveling through here. If they're staying in Chicago, come out to visit the restaurants in DuPage County. I think you want national in there. Thank you.
Okay, in terms of economic development, I can't agree with you more. Member Rutledge.
I'll be quick. I agree with Member Krajewski. Economic development is all about bringing OPM to the county, other people's money. That reduces the burden on our constituents.
A new
So
acronym.
That's an investor thing, so, but I agree, we should be branching out nationally to reduce the burden on our taxpayers, so thank you.
Okay, Member Cahill.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I also agree with Member Krajewski, and I want to say that in those meetings, every word mattered when we went through the strategic plan, and we did compromise. There were certain things that we all kind of gave up to get certain things in. So I would like to stick with the way the strategic plan was approved by the committee. Thank you.
Okay, I can't disagree with the fact that we had quite a bit. I felt like I was in Springfield. We had a last-minute amendment that, literally was written before we walked into the room. Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just wondering if the main concern is that it states on a national level, and if we were just to take that part out, the rest of it would remain, intent. It goes back to the original intent, and as you stated, there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of heated debate in Strategic Planning Committee. So I don't know if we can do an amendment to the motion or dispose of the underlying motion just to take out on a national level, perhaps.
I believe what she wants to do is take out those two words. Is that what we're getting at? Okay. Member Eckhoff.
Yeah, I wasn't at the meeting. Were you?
I was there, yes.
And so there was a deal brokered, and I guess I don't understand why we would torpedo it now. Choose DuPage is also a national, worldwide, we hope to be, organization where we send people, our business leaders all over the world to try and entice people to come to DuPage County. So this is just another cog in the whole system. And I would prefer to leave it where it is, especially if it's brokered at committee.
Okay, Member Dessert.
Yeah, I just wanted to say in fairness that we all have committee assignments, and if Member Ozog is not on the Strategic Planning Committee, she wouldn't be at that committee listening to deals being brokered, so this would be her first look at this document, and that's all I wanted to say. We all have our committee commitments, and this is the first chance that Member Ozog has had to weigh in on this. Thank you.
Okay. Member Guston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm not on the committee either, but I was at each and every committee meeting, and Member Covert did a great job in pulling everybody's thoughts and ideas together, and there was a lot of debate and discussion and ideas, and so really a lot of hard work has gone into this in the way that it is here today being presented. There's also, in my view, I agree with Member Krajewski that yes, we do want money from other areas to come in. We want businesses from other areas to come in. That's what helps us financially as a county and to be a destination. So I look at it from a bigger perspective than just a nucleus, and it will benefit us in the long run. Naperville has done that for forever, and it's benefited them. And I know the county can benefit from it also because it's a great county. So I would prefer that we just move forward with the way that it was worked on for all of these months and get it done and move it forward. And then the next time that the strategic plan is going to be reevaluated, those individuals can be at those committee meetings to put their opinions in there. Thank you.
Okay, so just for clarification, is the issue because this is said under the arts piece, or is it
in general, like because economic development, this is a very big thing. I may even be going to Germany in July for that purpose. So that's I just need to understand.
It's just really more in terms of the phrasing of this versus our immediate arts community. That's where I'm coming from.
So
on this.
your issue is with the arts community, not economic development.
No, it's what's going on currently with our arts committee. So
okay, so I mean, two things can be true at the same time.
That's
so
true.
I agree with you that we need to do more to help the arts in our communities because I do know firsthand that donors are down. So yes, we need to.
That's where I'm looking at focus versus. I think all of that all the other interests happen anyway when you look at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, et cetera.
And I do think that's important to our county. So is it that important to you that we remove 2 words because it's in reference to the arts, or for the larger?
I'm hearing the general tenor of the board is that you would not want to go. Could we do a show of hands and see what people?
I'm happy. Yes, and the chair said she's open to it. So we'll go ahead and take a vote on the amendment after Member Krajewski has something to say.
Yes, we added just arts, but we also added for Member Guston events too, because not only arts are down donations, but the events are hurting too in the community. Hence why we added the events in there also at the last meeting when we were working on getting all the language that everybody wanted. So we added arts, events too, because local events are hurting as are the arts. But
right.
Again, nationally, we had exhibits, the art exhibits over at the College DuPage. I mean, that brought a lot of revenue into this county. That's a national arts event.
Put on by a local.
Right, which is fantastic, and we supported that. So I think that's
we
important.
We gave them money, we support it, and the DuPage Visitors Bureau, we support them, and they're trying to recruit. We're trying to bring arts here. They want to make that an annual thing where we're bringing national events here. I mean, again, I think we want to do more, not exclude the language.
Okay, I think that both are true. I think that the county supports
show
local.
of hands and then
And we will take a consensus. Raise your hand if you support the amendment and want to exclude the 2 words.
It's on national level, yeah. So.
3 words, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have it in front of me either.
To elevate the county on a national level.
To elevate the county on a national level.
If you want to read the full sentence, it says support initiatives that promote the arts, sporting, and cultural events to help drive economic and social capital. These initiatives will build new local revenue streams and elevate the county on a national level.
Which is, when you read it, if you listen to it, the way it's said, we have a national event that was at College of DuPage that brought a lot of revenue into our county that we supported and gave money to, and we will continue to do so. So without that national part of it, we would get less money. So let's just consider, sometimes, guys, 2 words, let's just think about it. So if you want to change it and omit those words, raise your hand. Okay, so we have 3.
Okay.
So
in that case, I'll withdraw my amendment.
thank you, Member Ozog. Okay, and we need a second for the original motion. Oh, we need the seconder to withdraw there. Who was the second? Who's sec? Okay.
Okay. Off the table.
Okay, got it. Now, do we need a roll call now? Okay, now we'll have to do a roll call on the original motion. Okay, roll call, please.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Aye. Eckhoff. Aye. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
And Childress.
Yes.
Okay, and I would just like to thank Member Covert for all the hard work that you did. I know that you did everything you could to compromise with everybody on their initiatives, and it's very much appreciated. Okay, now we have technology and Member U.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For my committee remarks, I just want to congratulate Tom Ricker and Tamara Freehat from our IT department's GIS team. The GIS team won another award, the SAG Award, for our Police Transparency and Crime Statistics Portal from Esri, which is the world's #1 GIS software company. The Special Achievement in GIS, the SAG Award, is given to only outstanding GIS organizations for exceptional and unique work with GIS technology. So thank you again to Tom and Tamara for their hard work on the portal, improving it from its original vision to benefit the entire GIS user community. So thank you.
Thank you,
That
Member
concludes
Yu.
my report. Thanks.
Thank you. And Transportation and Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I'm sorry to report that our salt trucks were out in the past week, and that I hope I don't report that in our next board meeting. I'd like to move for approval of DTR 001324 awarding
Second.
resolution issued to Maneval Construction Company for the DuPage County Fairgrounds parking lot improvement for an estimated county cost of $527,344.90 per lowest responsible bid.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. Yu.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Colossi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTR 001424 awarding resolution issued to Superior Road Striping for the 2024 pavement marking maintenance program for an estimated county cost of $470,795.68 per lowest responsible bid.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTR 001524, grant of dedication from the County of DuPage to the City of West Chicago, Local Government Property Transfer Act 50.
Leave.
Okay.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. Okay. I move to combine items D through H.
Okay. All in favor?
Okay.
Okay, proceed.
Okay, I move for approval of DTP 001924, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Peterbilt, Illinois, doing business as JX Truck Center Elmhurst to furnish and deliver Cummins engine repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $60,000 per lowest responsible bid. I move for approval of DTP 002024, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Superior Asphalt Materials to furnish and deliver bituminous paving materials and UPM bituminous cold patches needed for the Division of Transportation for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $65,000 per lowest responsible bid. Move for approval of DTP 002124, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Terra Engineering Limited for traffic study engineering services for the DuPage County Trail System for contract total not to exceed $74,192.36 for the period March 26, 2024 through November 30th, 2024, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process. I move for approval of DTP 002324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Mohawk Lifts LLC to furnish and deliver 7 vertical rise vehicle lifts for the Division of Transportation for the period of March 26, 2024 through April 13, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $1,961,023.12, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. I move for approval of DTP 00242224, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Energy City Corporation, doing business as Rack 'em Up Equipment Distributors, to install 7 vertical rise vehicle lifts for the Division of Transportation for a contract total not to exceed $769,491.10 for the period March 26, 2024 through November 30th, 2025, not suitable for competitive bids, sole source, factory-trained and authorized installer.
Okay, we will need a roll call, please.
Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. Yu.
Aye.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Colossi. Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of 240892, amendment to resolution DTP 005223 issued to Auto Tech Centers to furnish and deliver Goodyear tires as needed for the Division of Transportation, to increase the encumbrance in the amount of $35,000 and extend the current contract through June 30th, 2024, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $185,000 and increase of 23.33%, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Leave is granted, Member Ozog.
Thank you.
One more.
Okay. This long report means spring is coming. I mentioned that at Finance. I move for approval of DTP 0211D19, amendment to resolution DTP 0111C19, issued to Civil Tech Engineering to provide professional preliminary engineering services for improvements to County Highway 2, Belmont Finley Road at Ogden Avenue, and County Highway 2, Cross Street at Ogden Avenue, an increase in the funding in the amount of $146,057.22, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $462,353.26.
Leave is granted. Thank you. I feel like we should all be applauding. That was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Bituminous, bituminous. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, now is there any discussion on pensions? Seeing none. Old business. Anybody in old business? Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Candace Adams, our circuit clerk, for her work on the Pre-Trial Fairness Act dashboard. So I don't know if anybody's had a chance to go on that dashboard, but it is amazing. It's a great tool that everybody can use. We don't even have to have the state's attorney come now and talk about it, because all the information is right there regarding the Safety Act. So I really think it's a good tool for everybody to use. And secondly, I'd like to thank our clerk for another great job with the elections. We haven't had any issues, no problems. Some other counties did. So again, great job on our elections. So that concludes my new business.
Okay. Anybody else on old business? That's okay. That's okay. Okay, and new business. Member Desart.
I read about this in Sunday Chicago Tribune, and I thought it was super cool, so I wanted to share it. If you're a fan of music, particularly jazz, the Elmhurst Art Museum is hosting a tribute to John Coltrane. It'll last through April 28th. It's called The Love Supreme, and it features designer Norman Teague's passion for Coltrane. A Love Supreme was, by the way, recorded in one session in December of 1964. Again, the exhibit runs through the end of April at the Elmhurst Art Museum. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else in new business? Okay, I'm informed we do not have matters requiring us into executive session. I'm so sorry. Okay, which means I will take a motion to adjourn this meeting. All in favor? Okay, this meeting is adjourned to Tuesday, April 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m.